Wait, don't turn the channel. You've tuned into High Gravity.
The show where we talk about beer, brewing, and whatever else.
Where the only thing we take seriously is the next round.
So grab a glass.
Fill it with something cold.
And enjoy the show.
All right, we are recording. Now what?
It's official. We're starting.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if anybody saw. We're 5-star rated now.
That's right.
Moving up.
100% positive reviews.
Only one way to go now.
Yeah, we only have one review. So.
Bound to get a second soon.
And I apologize. I was going to read it and give a shout out to him, but I forgot to pull it up and read it on the air. I'm sorry.
Maybe we'll have it for the next episode.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah,
We'd appreciate another 5-star review.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Good deal. So, what do you have for us today, Jim?
Well, what we are going to start off with here, we're going to start on the lower end of high gravity with some Wig Splitter, and that's from Three Floyds Brewery. This one is a 2018 bottle that's been hanging out in the closet with all my other Imperial Stouts. And I believe if I remember correctly, this is oatmeal stout with fresh espresso.
Ooh.
Very nice.
So
About Three Floyds. I've never been there. Where are they at?
Munster, Indiana. The most unfortunate part about that, though, is that their tap room is no longer open.
Oh, bummer.
They had spent a lot of time and money on building a distillery as well.
Ooh.
And it was a very nice space, like very, cool decoration and everything. And I don't even think it was open for more than like a year or two before they closed it down. COVID kind of took care of that for us.
I say we just roll with it.
No, we are not open here at the brewery.
People are calling into the podcast already, and we're not even live.
We could plumb them in and just answer it. Welcome live to the show.
So, but yeah, they closed down the distillery first, and the tap room was open for a little bit, but then through COVID, they closed down the tap room and never reopened.
That's a
which
shame.
Is huge disappointment. But they still do have festivals and things like that, which we'll probably get into a little bit more later.
Nice.
We'll have to talk about the Dark Lord Festival and all that sort of stuff.
And you've been there a few times, right?
Every year that it's been open since I started, so I think I've got vintages of Dark Lord going back 8 or 9 years.
Oh, wow.
So nice. I haven't been going since they started it. I've got a friend that's been to almost every single one.
Very cool.
But yeah, here let me give it a pop here. Let me open it up.
Love that sound.
I like when I hear psst, after a beer that's 5 years old. So
I did that a few years back. My buddy and I were at the flea market and got it was one of the holiday 6-packs of Coca-Cola from like 91, 92. Got it for 50 cents. Cracked it open. It was still good. Chilled it. Tasted like vanilla, but
it's got a nice.
That might explain why I am the way I am. I drink old pop and stuff.
It's got a really nice sound to it, or I'm sorry, smell to it rather.
Pass that over.
Sounds good pouring, too.
Yeah, I like
Nothing
it.
wrong with it.
And
You had to do it pour it by the mic. That way
I did.
the full ambient.
I did.
Well, you opened it. You didn't pour it.
I did. wait till editing, you'll see it. Yeah, it's still got
Ooh.
nice head to it. It smells really chocolatey.
I get a lot of pepper in that nose.
Actually, it smells better on the bottle than it does the glass. Like here, smell the bottle, and then
There's the chocolate. Yeah, it's definitely a good dark chocolate taste to it.
Smells more chocolate right out of the bottle.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've had this beer before.
Oh, yeah.
And it still tastes good, but I like this beer because the coffee on it is outrageous. Like, it is like drinking
It's
fresh
definitely
espresso.
a coffee.
But
yeah.
the coffee flavor on this has muted a lot. Like, normally it is much, much more coffee than this. But you do still get a little on the back end.
And it's really
yeah.
smooth. It's not bitter at all.
Yeah.
No bitterness.
I was going to say, I get a lot of a dark chocolate bitterness. Like, I was trying a while back with dark chocolates to kind of see how high I could go before I just couldn't stand it. And I want to say I got to like an 86% or something like that. And it was just, no, I'm done. I gave the rest of that bar away.
See, I like that in like that kind of dark chocolate, a little bit of it in my coffee. Like throw one of those in a coffee and stir it up. It's got a really nice taste.
I'm not normally much for coffee, actually, but this is good.
Yeah, this actually does.
Like coffee and beers, I can do that.
I'm kind of surprised at like You do still get like the espresso taste, like, but it
Yeah.
more lingers as the fresh bottle. It's like it's just espresso right up front. I kind of like this balance. Like, I mean, I like both, like the fresh and the aged version. But
Yeah.
I'm still very impressed. Like, there's beers of this kind of gravity. Like, I feel like they don't age quite as well as something like a 10 or 12 or 15% beer. But
And this one was
Not
7.7%,
enough alcohol to
right?
stabilize it.
yep, yeah, 7.7. Yeah, I mean, age like fine wine, right?
Yeah.
The higher gravity wines. I feel like they just the alcohol content in it is prohibitive of things growing in it.
How long have you had this bottle?
Since 2018.
Oh, wow. So definitely aged.
Yeah.
So
yep.
we've stepped up a year from our last sampling.
Yeah, right. I've got a lot of older stouts in my collection because I've got a closet that stays dark. And we
Nice.
don't really store anything else in it, so it's where I put my wine and my beer and everything. And
I did beer tasting a few years ago, and I tracked this one down on eBay. And it's getting harder to buy old beers on eBay. But I tracked down it was like a 14-ounce bottle of Sam Adams Triple Bock from 94. They released it, I think it was 93 or 94, 95, and 97. Haven't made it since. And I got it. It was still sealed and everything, so I chilled it. And when I did my beer tasting, it was the Barrel Room Collection beers that they make, which took me like 2.5 years to track a bottle down. And what was that grunting?
We're already starting here. A few sips in.
sorry, I drank that first, the warm up beer that we had really quickly. So
I'm convinced he just slapped that label over the other brewery we were talking about.
Yeah, it was. We had a lager just to wet our whistle here. Not high gravity, so not podcast appropriate. And
And we don't want to say names or anything.
no,
for 'em, but
because none of us really liked it all that much. Like,
Yeah.
it might be someone's cup of tea.
It was
but
a
it's not
good,
ours.
cold, refreshing soda water in a can.
Yeah, surprisingly flavorless.
Similar to what others call beer-flavored water, for example.
I make some beer flavored water every time I come here and visit the men's room. So.
that's why I don't drink it.
No, but so I cracked that up. That was maybe, I don't know, I want to say 2017, 2018, something like that. I cracked it open, and it was fantastic. I
That's
had
good.
no idea how it was stored. Like I said, I bought it off eBay, and it was shipped to me. I cracked that open. It was fantastic. I had another one, another eBay bottle I bought. This was, I don't know, probably a year or two before I opened it on New Year's Eve. It was Sam Adams Infinium. It was supposed to be like a champagne-like beer. It was fantastic. I opened it at the family New Year's Eve party, though. Neither of my parents or anybody else there is really beer people. It's a very tall bottle.
Big boy.
Yeah, everybody had a sip and then gave it back to me. So I got lit off of that bottle.
Was one of the bottle shares I went to, someone had found in their garage one of those old, like the Budweiser frog cans, like that had the frogs on them.
Nice.
And they thought it would be funny just to bring it and we would try it, because at that point it was over 25 years old.
Oh, wow.
It was awful. I mean,
Oh.
it tasted just like you'd expect it to. Absolutely garbage. Like, oh, this
Yep.
is turned 20 years ago.
I was down by the river, so I lived by the Bell River in a little town north of here. And I was down by
Little
the.
jacket?
Huh?
Little jacket down by the river?
Have you seen me? I'm not wearing anything little.
Living in a van down by the river.
No, so I'm down there one day, and there's a lot of old and antique bottles that wash up down there. And I found a can, and it was a Bud Light can. And it was like sun bleached. I have no idea how old it was, how long it had been down there. But it was still pressurized. I'm like, screw it, I'm going to try it. So I washed the crap out of it with some dish soap. I put it in the fridge.
Literal crap you washed.
Oh,
out of
yeah.
it.
From the Bell River, I probably shouldn't have even touched that. And that night at the bonfire, I brought it out and cracked it. I don't even think I finished the sip I took. I spit it out, dumped it, and I don't remember. I think I gargled some rum or something just to get rid of the taste. It was so bad. So, moral of that story, don't drink beers that you find in the river.
We went canoeing one time, and my canoe tipped
You'd
over.
think that'd be a no-brainer, I know.
What were you drinking before that, though? Because
I don't remember.
there's got to be a reason up to it, right? You just didn't go there and say, hey, a beer first thing in the morning out of the river and drink it. You probably drank something before you got to that
Oh,
point.
yeah. Like I said,
Okay.
the beer had been chilling for the better part of the day in the fridge. And then I threw it in the cooler at the bonfire that night. And I don't remember what else I was drinking. I was drinking all kinds of crap back then.
So at that point, you didn't care. You were feeling great anyway.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to try this beer that I found in the river.
The good Lord felt gracious enough to bless you with a free
the
beer.
river gifted me beer. Who am I to turn that down?
That's
Come
like
on.
that's like a modern day telling of the Lady of the Lake. You know?
Lesson learned. Lesson learned.
You know, they don't just go around handing out beers. There's still beer left there.
Oh, yeah. I'll grab a little more.
Yeah, I'm glad this isn't one of like the big bottles like the other one, the 750 ml bottle. I kind of like that this is a little bit smaller bottle.
Yeah, we're powering through this beer pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
I enjoy it. I was a little bit apprehensive about its age, but it's always been one of my favorite Three Floyds beers. Like,
See, now
whenever
that
we
it's
go
warmed
there.
up a little bit, a lot of that like pepperiness is gone.
It's whenever we go there, because they still have the I don't know what you want to call it. I guess they're like little retail store at Three Floyds, which was attached to the restaurant. And when we were there for the last festival, they actually kind of like opened up part of the restaurant to make it more store, like sell T-shirts and stuff. But they have all their beers that they have available, and you buy all the beers. And you know, we used to go there to pick up like Zombie Dust and Gumball Head. But now that they're distributed to Michigan, we're a little more fortunate. We don't have to go all the way to Munster to get their delicious beer. But this one doesn't get distributed. So every time I'm there and they have Wig Splitter available, I usually get 4 or 5 bottles of it and come back. It's just such a wonderful coffee beer. For anyone who really likes like a strong coffee flavor, get some fresh Wig Splitter because it is very coffee.
Like I said, I get sick on coffee. But for some reason, coffee and beers, I can have more of it, and this is fantastic.
Well, have you tried cold brew, like just steeping beans in cold? Because
No.
most people who have like stomach issues or aversions to coffee, it's all the acidity and everything that comes from hot brewing it.
Keeps that acid down.
Yep. And most beers, this is actually a good transition into something we wanted to discuss. Most beers that use coffee do like a cold steep or a cold brew. Like they can, cold steep it in water in the fridge and then dump the liquid in. Or
it'll keep it smooth. That's probably why you can drink the beers.
That makes sense,
And feel a
yeah.
lot better because even when we make our Ambition, we ended up cold steeping it right into the second fermentation.
Huh.
So about 58 degrees, we throw it in there, let it sit for 24 hours, pulls the
Nice.
flavor out, keeps the acidicness down.
and you don't get a lot of the bitterness too.
I might have to try that. This might be a much better solution to my energy drink problem because that crap's expensive.
Yeah, I had a
I
friend
need
who was
something.
who was suffering from like some intestinal trouble, and come to find out he had like IBS and GERD and a couple other things wrong with him. And his doctor's like, well, how much coffee do you drink? He's like, well, I don't know, like 7-8 cups a day. And
Whoa.
he's like, yeah, that's like killing you. And he had switched to coffee from energy drinks because energy drinks were messing with him. And
See, I had the opposite. That kind of stabilized everything for me.
yeah, so he once he found that out, he started steeping his own beans, and he said it was a lot better.
I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I used to love like the iced cappuccinos and stuff. And, I drank a lot of those. And it got to a point, even like a small, I can't finish without feeling sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
It's weird because I get like sweaty. I don't get like the twitchiness or anything, but I find the caffeine hit from coffee for me, it hits quicker and seems to last longer. But throughout the day, I just sit there and sweat.
Yeah.
Incredibly annoying.
If I have too much coffee, I always say it just makes me vibrate and sweat. Like I'm sitting in my chair, like I could run a marathon, but like
Someone dropped something.
It sounds like a bell.
A little bit. Does that mean we have to drink?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're still on the air.
Here's to you, police officer, protector of peace, defender of donuts, cruiser of the concrete jungle. Yes, you, with the badge of honor gleaming like the frothy head on a freshly poured pint. Every day you lace up those sturdy boots, ready to sprint towards danger, while most of us sprint towards the nearest happy hour. You face the grit, the grind, the grizzly, all with an iron will and a heart as full-bodied as a hearty stout. At the end of your shift, when you hang up that blue uniform, know that you've earned every goddamn sip of that glorious golden brew. So, crack open a cold one and relish the rich hops, just like you relish upholding justice. You're not just savoring a beer, you're toasting to the day you've conquered, to the peace you've preserved. Remember, Just as there's a perfect beer for every palate, there's a perfect officer for every community. And that's you, champ. So, here's to you, you real officer of genius. Keep doing what you're doing, and remember, the only thing better than a great day on the job is a great beer after it. Cheers to you.
I'm not sick of drinking that yet.
No, that's good. I said, and it's changing as it warms up a little bit too. It's kind of mellowing. I almost want to say.
I find like there's, especially with stouts and things like that, like if we're gonna have like a bottle share or something, I like to take the stouts out of the fridge, like 45 minutes or so before we actually want to drink it, just to bring it down a little bit. You get so much more of the flavor.
Well, when you drink good beer, it doesn't have to be really cold.
That's true.
See, I prefer cold, but when I did the intro to judging class a couple years ago, I remember we would do cold beers, and then we'd let the bottle sit, do another one, and then come back to it when it's warm.
Flavor would come out a lot.
Yeah, or you do the whole, hold it in your hand thing and swirl it, and it warms up the glass. And some of them, they were completely different beers.
Yep.
It was impressive.
But I read something recently, and I don't know how much faith I put into it, but they talk about like how Coke and Pepsi taste different. Because when Coke was invented, they didn't have refrigeration, so it was meant to be served warm.
It also had cocaine.
I was going to say, I thought I had cocaine in the beginning.
Listen, Coke, stop changing the recipe. Bring back the cocaine or stop.
The original recipe.
But so they said if you drink cold Pepsi, because that was meant to be cold, and warm Coke, they'll taste the same. And I'm like, no, that's absolute bullshit. Like, that's not true at all.
We might have to test that because I'm intrigued by that.
I mean, I'd be interested to try it, but like, I'm not a big Coke fan to begin with, but like warm Coke sounds bad.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, pop in general, I'm not really a big pop drinker.
The one thing I would be interested to know on that. So I'm a huge real sugar person. I can't stand that high fructose corn shit.
Oh, yeah, I
Pisses
love
me
good cane
off.
sugar.
Yes. So what I'm wondering is if that would still hold true with quote unquote modern pop, or if that's more the real sugar stuff.
I knew you can get the real sugar Pepsi and Coke at the store. So
And I love them when I mean, unless I'm intending to drink a lot, I'll get regular pop with that. But if I'm gonna drink like a good bourbon or something or a good whiskey, and I know I'm gonna mix it, I'll go out of my way and get the real sugar stuff.
if you're drinking good bourbon or whiskey, you shouldn't be mixing it with pop in the first place.
But when you drink a lot of it, it makes it so much
guess.
better. So I mean, so think
I like
cheap.
old fashioned, so I'll mix up an old fashioned with.
So it's basically the same thing. You're adding, a sugar syrup of some sort.
Honey syrup
Your
for
bitters,
me.
yeah.
I
So
like honey-
it's
honey
essentially the
old-fashioned.
exact same thing. I'm just being lazy and I don't want to muddle and mix anything.
No shame, no
Yeah.
shame. But that is
But
that
I
is
use
a hot
real
tip.
sugar pop.
That is a hot tip for anyone who likes old fashions like I do. Try making honey and water instead of using like Demerara sugar.
I
Honey
did that, and
old-fashioned's
he's not
fantastic.
kidding. It is out of this world good.
Yeah,
I drank way too many that night.
I can't get enough honey, and I feel like you're not going to get as hungover if you're drinking honey versus just drinking like straight up processed.
How do you
sugar.
feel about ginger?
I'm not a huge ginger fan.
Well, we'll see what happens later
in
because
certain
I brought a
context.
ginger mead for later today.
Yeah, in certain context, like a little bit of ginger is good. Like I use ginger in a lot of my hot sauces.
Okay.
Yeah, but ginger's strong. It overpowers easily.
Exactly.
Really easily.
It does,
if
yeah.
you use too much of it.
Some people like that. Like
No.
the pickled ginger you get with sushi. Like I never eat it, and like it's supposed to be that palate cleanser. And
I
I've tried
love
it a
it.
couple times, and I'm like, oh, as even pickled, I'm like, this is still so strong.
Like the Kroger sushi with the little flakes. I'll put a little flake on each piece. It's fantastic.
They actually bake pretty good sushi for
They
like a
do.
little small
Yeah.
town grocery store sushi bar.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm actually very, very surprised. We're
This
obviously
is
not talking
meant in a
5-star Michelin here.
It's not meant in a bad way, but any of the people there who I've seen making the sushi don't speak a word of English.
I find that any
It's great. It's
any type
authentic.
of like food that
Yeah.
if I go up to a food truck and they're speaking the language of the the region
Like
where
that
their food
taco
comes
truck
from.
that's here all the time. Oh my God, that's good.
I
stuff.
want to know that this is your grandma's recipe.
Yes.
When grandma brought you to the country when you were
Yeah.
a boy, and like you learned to make food like grandma did, and grandma food is the best food. We
Yes,
all know
yes.
And you weren't allowed to leave the table till it was gone.
Oh my God,
Nope.
yeah.
I had to explain that to my wife yesterday. I was like, I grew up in a household where you didn't ask what was for dinner because it was what mom was making, and you didn't leave until you were done eating it.
Yep.
That's just the way it was.
My grandma was like off the boat from Italy, and yeah, some like her meatballs and the pasta sauce she made. Oh my God.
Grandma food's the best.
Yes.
That's,
So I want to circle back to one thing here. So you and I talked the last couple episodes how we got kind of started into beers. We didn't hear much from Darrell on that note, so I'm gonna make you talk a bit. How'd you get started? What turned into like you home brewing?
I'm not really big into beers. I'm just here to be here.
He just likes the ambiance of the brewery that he owns.
It is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
No, it was probably 15 years now is when I started brewing
Okay.
at home. And really the reason why we started brewing was because there was a beer that Dad liked on the commercial side that was a stout, and they discontinued it, and that was from Killian's.
Okay.
Actually, they discontinued one of their stouts that my father liked. And he was upset, so he started looking at different scenarios of how to make his own beer.
That's awesome.
And he ended up buying the first 10-gallon all-grain setup, and it was Mother's Day about 15 years ago. Went over there for some dinner, and we started brewing, had so much fun, enjoyed it, and just
That's
kept
awesome.
building from there.
Your story's way better than mine.
But no,
Like there's meaning to it. I love
I've
it.
been drinking craft beer for over 20 years.
So what got you into that?
Work. I just didn't want shit beer anymore.
That's fair.
That's what ended
That's
up
fair.
happening.
Nice.
And that's kind of how it seems to go. Like, I mean, through my very early 20s, when you're drinking for a different purpose,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you're drinking, just as what you can get into you fastest,
And that
I was
brewery
with volume
atmosphere-
and speed, and that's
And that brewery atmosphere is so different, too.
It is.
From going to
Yeah.
a bar, it's so much of a
But there
difference.
was so few breweries back then. Like, I think the first one I went to was Dragon Mead, and like that was the only
Mine was
brewery
Coonan's,
within
yeah.
like an hour drive of me in any direction.
I had never. I mean, for me, everything kind of coincided all at one time. The bar scene, brewing, craft beer, micro homebrews, all that kind of started about the same time for me. So I've had a lot of the crap beer. I've had some phenomenal like microbrews and craft beers, and then right about the same time, I got right into home brewing. So for me, at least, it's kind of been an evolution of everything all at once. So I love hearing people's histories, how they got into it and started.
Well, I do wish that I started a long time ago and started logging on Untapped or some sort of a system.
Yeah.
So that way we could,
It's never too late. You can always start.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, well, I'm
It
already
takes
how many
so-
thousands of
yeah.
years past now.
Yeah.
It's not a competition, Darrell.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Well, so I
then
hear
I'm
all
winning.
the time. Someone says like I've
I'll
had
call some
500
friends.
beers. I hear someone
Yeah.
say like I've had 500 beers. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I had 500 different beers last year.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 20 years. Like,
Yeah.
I can't remember them anymore.
It started off as like all my friends were doing it. And we were going to festivals and going to breweries, and it's like you wanted to. There was part of it was a little bit of competition, but really it was like being able to have a repository of beers, because when you have hundreds of them and you eventually go to a tap room or something, and you're like, oh, I don't know about this beer, and you look on Untapped and realize, oh, I gave it a bad rating, so I don't want to order that beer again.
Yeah.
Because you want to try something new,
Yeah.
and if you don't remember the name, it's nice to have.
Yeah. I wanted the accolade. I wanted the numbers.
Yeah.
So I got my buddy Keith into it, and he started. So he and my buddy Jason, they both check them in, but they rate them. So they're getting all the extra badges for rating beers.
Oh yeah,
And
I
never
rate my beers. I write my notes. I take pictures. Like I
see. I don't do. I do
gig.
for significant moments, like my 800th beer. I think I did it or something like that. Like every significant check-in, I'll do it. But I go for the unique check-ins. I go for volume or let me phrase it. I go for unique over volume. If we go by volume, I'd have a much higher number.
Well, if you wanna find me on Untapped, I am Weeka, Weeka. Find me on Untapped. Share your beers with us.
My
So,
phone's over there. I don't want to grab it, so we'll do
hey,
that
so if
later.
you have unique beers or anything that you think would be worthy of us drinking on the podcast, particularly High Gravity, remember the name. Hit me up on Untapped.
I'll say my name next episode because mine's on the floor.
I guess I'll have to get one started.
Yeah, you can
should.
get them.
It's
I'm
a-
still finding ones I forgot that I had that I check in, but I'm at like 846, I think. Are we friends on there?
Maybe we can correct that.
Yeah.
I just looked. I only have 1,300 beers on there. 1,300
Oh, damn.
unique, I know. Well, I've got a friend that's got 30,000, so it's like
Yeah, that's impressive. I got a
I don't
couple
even know how
buddies
you
in the
could cram that into a
multi-thousands.
lifetime. Like how? But every time I look, it's like 7 days a week. The dude's having like 8 or 9 different kinds of beer. I'm like, I don't know if you have a problem or or if you have like a good problem.
If you do have a problem, reach out and we can help put you in contact with somebody to.
Yeah,
Fix that.
Untapped should have advertisements for
It's not a
alcoholism.
problem. It's a hobby.
That's right. Was it? Well, I think that was it John Oliver who said these? Thank you, craft beer, for making my alcoholism a fun hobby.
Well, in that case, I'm an extreme hobbyist.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna finish off the last sip of this beer. It looks like we're all pretty much on the bottom of this beer. Do we want to open up another one, or do we want to continue our discussion down the line?
I mean, we got a few minutes of time. Well, we can keep bullshitting. Save the next beer for the next episode.
So in that case, Halloween is right around the corner.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yes.
just saying, you sprouted hair last time I saw you. It's all gone. What happened?
Yeah, so I ended up having a Halloween party at the brewery.
That was
and
fun.
I have been bald since I've been 18. I've never had hair. And so for the Halloween party, I thought it would be funny, put some hair on, a wig, long hair wig. And then the night started off pretty good. There was a point to where I just don't remember.
So
and I woke up still drunk the next day.
I saw you earlier in the day. That was the day of the car show for the museum. And again, we thank you greatly for your patronage, sir. Much appreciated. We had an absolutely...
By the way, I do have pictures for that. So we're
cool.
going to get those on Facebook as well.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you. Unfortunately, we had a terrible turnout for the show this year.
Was the weather bad?
It was
or-
cold
Oh,
and
it was
rainy.
cold. It was rainy. It was wet. And
Understandable.
when it's an outdoor car show in the woods, people don't like to show up for that. And I get it. I'm still confused about the one dude. We had a guy show up, pay his entry, go out and, line up in the display. And that gentleman in particular had a really cool old school green Suburban. He was in line. I mean, so there's a particular award the board chooses who gets. Otherwise, everything's open to the public. When that dude came in, all of us who were there from the board immediately knew he's getting that award. The dude jumped out, got in his buddy's truck to go to lunch or something. Came back about an hour and a half later, jumped in his truck and left. Didn't say a word to anybody. Just paid his entry, parked and left.
Huh.
Came back and then left the show.
Well, maybe that's interesting. Maybe he had something going on. Who knows?
I don't know, but we appreciate his donation.
I said,
And again, we thank you, Mr. Darrell, for yours and StarCraft's contributions and participation, as always. Thank you.
That was for the Wheels in the Woods. It's going to be next year as well.
Yep,
Doing
it's
that
going to be
again.
next year as well. We're going to change the date to make it probably a few weeks to a month sooner. So that's all to benefit the Museum of Off-Road Adventure, which is based in Algonac. It is a 501c3. So check us out on Facebook for that, more details. And as it gets closer, we'll post more details in the actual event page. My plan this year is first of the year or after the beginning of the year our first meeting, we're going to set the date for next year. I want this done early and ahead of time so we can start making a bigger and better push for it. And hopefully you guys will be on board to sponsor us again next year for some
Definitely
more.
sponsor.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
But if you can do us be a favor, too, because we're going to post a picture of the vehicle you work on.
Okay.
Tell us just a little bit about it. So that's the vehicle right there so
Yeah.
you can see it.
I love the
So-
multiple colors.
So that one, so it's titled as a 1988 Jeep Cherokee. It has parts on it from 1983 to 2002 of Jeep Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, and Wrangler. It's got a rear end out of a Ford Explorer. Transfer case has parts from a Dodge Dakota and a Chevy 1500. It's got Volvo fuel injectors. I've done a bunch of work to the engine. There were no floors, no rocker panels. Suspension was shot. It had 228,000 miles. Lots and lots of rust, lots and lots of problems. So when I started that, Keith, who unfortunately is no longer with us, he was a regular here. He was a frequent. No, yep. Well, I got a few drips left, so to him.
Yep, there's one little sip.
And he'd appreciate it because he loved coffee stouts. So when I started this project, I could change a spare tire. I could jump start a car, and I could add like washer fluid and top off oil. I knew nothing about cars. Under his guidance and influence, I started learning. I started a lot of the original work at his house on this thing, stripping it down. Some of the initial build was done there. The build came home early. This thing took me 14 years to get to this point at the show. Those of you who listen to the other my other podcast, Wheelin', you'll remember we made a bourbon bet. So Keith and I both had a project going, and we had a bet to see who would beat it to the car show this year. That didn't happen that year. There were some medical reasons on his side. He almost lost his arm that year.
I remember that.
Yep, and I just had issues with work scheduling and all that and couldn't finish. But it made it to the show this year. Did bring home a couple awards, which is cool. What did I miss out there?
That was Becky, our bartender, who just ran by.
Yeah. I thought that was her. Like I saw a little blip, and I'm like, wait, was that Becky?
So yeah, because of him, I started learning how to do all that. So because of that, now I can weld. Yeah, I took welding classes in college, so I can do aluminum, stainless. I can build brewing equipment, which is cool. I learned how to do power steering systems, brakes, electrical, you name it. I've probably done it. Rebuilt transmissions, transfer cases, half of engines. And that led to the new project, which is finishing his final project. And that's what I've been working a lot on. So those of you who follow me on Facebook, you'll see a lot of those build pictures and updates as we go. But all of that started because of Keith. Keith was a good bar buddy, and because of him, we started coming here more. And through everything that happened after, there were I got to a really bad place, I'll be honest, after he passed. And there were some regulars, usually the guy who sits right here, and you, Darrell, that kind of helped pull me out of that. So I thank you all for that.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, me too. And yeah, it just helped kind of get me out, and it was a very welcoming group, and that's what I love about this place. And it's talking to everybody, and it's a small, like a family away from home kind of place. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets along. There's no bullshit. There's no drama. It's great.
Yep.
And it's fun.
And karaoke's on Monday.
Absolutely. Come out Monday, you can see all of us more than likely here.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
More of a shit show scenario than anything.
Oh, yeah. But... And I will warn you right now, I will peer pressure everybody I possibly can into singing.
If you're here, you're singing. That's just the way it goes.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten some people. We've got some folks here that like to headbang to some heavy metal.
That's right.
And I'm going to call her out for that one. Not by name, but we all know who we're talking about. And yeah, everybody has a good time. That's Keith brought a bunch of his family out and really kind of opened up with a lot of that. Always miss him, but we have a good time, so I'm going to just keep on keeping on. I don't remember what movie that's from, but yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a bad time drinking beer here, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, can we tell the story about how I almost lost the bet at the Halloween party?
Oh. So I didn't remember this until you brought it up to me.
Yeah.
And I ended up going outside to sit down for a minute.
Uh-huh.
And what was she dressed up as? From Game of Thrones. The Dragon Queen
Khaleesi,
lady.
I think, is the name.
Khaleesi?
I've never seen the show, but yeah.
Her name's quite Daenerys Stormborn, the Unburned One,
Yeah, whatever.
So
Queen
she
of
comes
the
out,
Horselands,
and I didn't know anything about this bet, but she comes outside and sits down next to me and was talking about switching wigs for some competition that was going on about costume swapping.
The guy had called who could fastest to change costumes with somebody else.
Okay. So as out there, I said, yeah, that's fine. I'll switch wigs and go out there for it. He says, well, really, we need to switch costumes. I'm like, there's no way I'm fitting in that. Like, I'm a big guy, too.
So for context, she had like a bright blue dress on. And Darrell had, it was like an automotive work shirt.
Anyone who's watched Game of Thrones will recognize it as the dress that Daenerys, was famous for. Like every meme you see where she's got the blue dress. She looks like the Elsa from Frozen kind of thing. Like the
I'm not gonna lie, that's what I thought she was.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
And
anyways,
there's no way I was fitting in it, and I didn't understand why she kept trying to pressure me into switching outfits with her. So finally, I'm like, well, if you change first, I guess I'll try. And I was waiting, and she laughed, and then that was kind of the end of it. We came back in. And then, so as I came in, I don't remember what happened in the contest. The rest of that night was very blurry.
I leaned back in a huge sigh of relief. So what the bet was, I was sitting at the table talking to the regulars here, and she ran back to go to Darrell, like, oh, I'm trading with Darrell. And I looked at the table, I says, if Darrell comes out wearing a dress, I will get that tattooed. I will take a picture and I'll get Darrell's face in a dress tattooed.
That would be an awesome tattoo.
Now, if she told me that, though, I would have fit in it.
Oh, man. So when I looked
out of context, that sounds, it's
so the regulars,
to the wives.
Regulars who sit here, I looked at him like, there's no way he's going to do it. He goes, oh, he'll do it. I'm like, shit.
If I knew the reason why, I would have.
Oh, yeah. See?
100%.
See, I would have done it in a heartbeat whether I knew there was a bet or not.
Well, I knew I couldn't fit in it, so I was coming in naked. Yeah. Like, I knew I wasn't fitting in it.
Yeah.
No,
I take the dress and just tie it around your waist like a loincloth.
Yeah.
I quickly followed that up with, well, I'm going to have to get it tattooed on my ass because I really don't want it displaying anywhere. And he came out, they just changed wigs, and was like, oh my God, thank you.
Yes, but if you got it tattooed on your ass, we all are going to want to see it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll show you a picture.
And just Johnny walks in and just takes off his pants at the brewery. Hey guys, look at the tattoo I got.
You ever hear that Blink-182 album, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's, at the time, I think when that album came out, like, my brain was not, well developed enough to get the meme.
Well, on that note, what say we call this and go drink some beers?
I like drinking beer. You can't threaten me with a good time.
You can.
You will. Beer accepted.
Sounds good. We'll see y'all.
Thank you.
Have a good day. If you didn't learn anything today, at least remember this. Beer is the answer that makes everything better.
Can't remember the question, but who cares when you have a cold one in your hand?
Remember, everybody, drink responsibly, drink high gravity.
Most importantly, drink well.
Okay, not the well. Life's too short for bad beers.
Stay frothy, my friends.